So welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're on the 12th of January 2017. I do have a break over the Christmas period and just recharged the batteries. We're back in the new year and we're looking forward to some good all-weather action before the start of the the turf season at the beginning of April. And we've got a decent race today at Newcastle, the 4:30, a 7 furlong handicap, and we're going to look at a couple of horses with recent form but maybe not quite in this grade, but we only want them to run well for a part of the race to get the price down, possibly below 10, and then we can trade out. So like I've explained in the tutorials, it's not always about the horses winning the race, it's about the horses running well and getting a lower trade. So that's what we're hoping to do today. And like I said, the two horses we're concentrating on are Grey Mirage and Alcan. Before I go any further though, a very big thank you to all the subscribers. I think we're up to 43 now, which is fantastic. You know, if like I said before, if we can get to 100, then we may do some live streams and improve things that way, and also do quite a few more videos as we get better races when we get into February and March. So thanks again very much for all the subscribers. If you're new to the channel, then go back over the tutorials, have a look at those. We're more or less at the end of the tutorial stage now. We've done quite a few. There's only a few bits and pieces that we need to add, and we can add those as we go along on the new year. So you can see the price on Alcan now just beginning to drift up. It is very early in the morning, it's only 9:24. So we've got plenty of scope for the price to move up. You see there's only a pennies really at 80. And also the same for Grey Mirage. If we can get past the 3 at 55, I think the price will go a little bit higher. So we're going to concentrate on these two. Strong favourites for the race, Holiday Magic in great form at the moment, is stepping up in class, and there's a few others that have run well recently. Steel Train is another one. Now the 7 furlongs at Newcastle is straight, so the draw doesn't make too much difference, so I wouldn't be too bothered about the stall number 12. Horsted Keynes is another one that looks to be going to a big price, but I'm going to leave that one alone. It has been off the track for almost a year. The one that may be of interest, if we can get a better price, is Shy Ron, who ran at Southwell last time out. Didn't really appreciate the track. It is a hold-up performer, and Southwell does favour the horses that run from the front just because of the kickback on the races. So that's the plan of action. We're going to move Shy Ron into a more prominent position than it's in our focus. And so we've got these three, and we'll have a look at those over the course of the next few hours. So we're moved on now. We're about 40-45 minutes off race time, and you can see we have traded in a couple of horses. Now Steel Train was one of the favourites in the Racing Post this morning, and its price drifted out quite alarmingly out to 14s, and we have done a little bit of trading with it. I think this price is a little bit too big for a horse that won over course and distance last time out in this class, is banging form, and should be trading a lot lower than its current 12. So we'll keep an eye on that one. If it goes out a bit again, we might make a few more trades. So we backed it at 12, laid it off at 11.5, but we could well get a few more trades out of it if it goes out to maybe 13. Grey Mirage is on the brink of getting taken at 60. Alcan, we've already backed that at 60 and now beginning to lay it off at 50. We've got another £2 in the market there at 65, and we should be able to lay this and back it in the bracket between 50 and 80. Shy Ron is also on the drift out towards the price that we looked at early morning, which was, or hoped for early morning, which was 60 as well. So these four
fully matched
are certainly in contention for trades, and Alcan has just been taken at 65. So we'll put another couple in there, move these up, and we'll just keep an eye on Steel Train. We're not going to put any bets in on that at the moment. We have enough to look at or think about with these three, and we'll see how Steel Train goes in the market. Personally, I think it should be a lot lower, but the market seems to be pushing it out for some reason. Now, we don't need to be putting big money on these outsiders. We only need to make a few trades at these odds, and the potential profit will soon build up. So if we can get Alcorn, Chiron and Grey Mirage at 60, and then we can do a few trades on these horses. The price on Grey Mirage has been nibbled at 60, which means we are first in line should anyone want to lay the horse at that price. So that's encouraging that it's going to go up to 60. Obviously we're not there yet, but we are next in line, and Alcorn is moving back down towards our lay bets at 55 and 50. We've still got a bit of a way to go for Chiron to get up to 60. It's got to overcome these two, but we'll keep it in there. We might well get some trade on that one. It is ridden by an inexperienced lady rider, so that might have a negative effect, although some of the lady riders are amongst the best in the business on the all-weather, and I certainly wouldn't be put off by that alone. Some of the top riders like Hayley Turner have paved the way really for the women riders now to come through and are getting a lot of rides in these good races. So the plan of action is to trade Grey Mirage between 50 and 70 plus. Alcorn again 50, maybe up to 80, and if we can get Chiron at 60, then again that one should be traded between 50 and 70. Steel Train we might have a look at if that goes up to 13.5, 14. So that's what we're going to do over the next half an hour or so. We've got a bit of a strange position with Chiron. We initially had the bet in at 60, that was taken, and then a chunk of money came in at 55, so we immediately laid off our bet again at 60 and pushed the money up towards the 80 mark, and £100 has just come in there at 55 for that kind of money at the
fully
price.
Matched.
So it is a little bit debatable whether Chiron is going to go down or upwards. We've just had another trade on Alcorn at 50. That got partially taken, so we'll need that to get fully taken and then push up back to 65. We can put another £2 in there, and Grey Mirage looks like it's going to get taken at 60. Chiron, again, we're just waiting for a little bit more information on this one before we dive in. We've got about 20 minutes of post race left, so we've got plenty of time to do a few more trades, but that's the state of play as we see it at the moment. So we're inside the final 5 minutes of trading. We have made quite a few trades. We've got Steel Train, Grey Mirage, Alcorn and Chiron all running for us at varying degrees of prices. Now, the position that we're in at the moment, we can either cash in all these hedges to win a small profit on the race, or we can lay them in running, or we can now let the bets ride and see if any one of these four will win. It doesn't really matter which you choose. Sometimes you're going to get it right, sometimes you're going to get it wrong. So I'm favouring now, which I always do, the cash out before the race to lock in a little bit of profit on the one race. And you can do that most of the time. Very rarely I will let the price be as it is. I will do some form of cash out, either in running or before the race itself. You can also see the price on Steel Train now coming right back down to 9. It was too high at 13, certainly. And now it's more realistic price at 8 to 1 or 9.2 on the exchanges. Grey Mirage has gone right out, which can happen in the last 5 minutes of a race. You can just see that little spark of movement upwards, and then look at the graph on the right. It's just shot out, and that's all happened in the last few minutes. So it is very, very dangerous when you're playing late on, that these horses can just become friendless all of a sudden, and the price just goes right out So that's about it. We're going to cash the bet out probably, or play it in running. But the main thing is we've traded the outsiders. There's been no risk. We've got a decent price on Steel Train, and we've got 4 horses that are in contention for the race. And these are the positions that we're putting in. So we're going to try and win £10 on the race. We've got 1.4 for Steel Train. That's a keep in running. They're all keep in running. Grey Mirage 6.8, Chiron 1.94 and Alcon 5.4. So if any of these horses in running meets the prices, we will automatically win £10 on the race. If we don't win anything, we move on to the next race and live to fight another day. But the main thing is we're not going to lose on the race. We are at post time now, 16:30, the race at Newcastle due to go off. So we'll now wait for the race to begin. And the race is off. So again, let's have a look. 3.5 furlongs marker is round about here where Grey Mirage is. The furlong marker is going to be near Horsted Keen. So we'll see how they go. Steel Train is trading at 6.6. These 3 seem to be off the pace slightly, but Chiron has come down to 27. Grey Mirage 120, Alcon 60, 55. Flaming Spear is 5.4. Holiday Magic, one of the favourites, also trading at 6. Not much movement from Grey Mirage on its first run for Gay Kellaway. Getting down to the business end of the race. Best chance is probably Steel Train, but we might get 1 or 2 from the others. Might just come in late. And that's the end of the race. And I think we were very, very unlucky again. If we look at Chiron, the price on that came so close to the 1.94. If we have a look at the price it did come down to on the graph, it's more or less on the bottom. It must have been fractions off getting to that price. So we have been a little bit unlucky on the race. We've lost nothing. We had a little bit of fun. So that's it for today's episode. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. So thanks very much for the people that have subscribed to the channel. If you want to subscribe, if you're not linked with the channel yet, do push the button and leave a like. If you're not understanding anything and you want to leave a comment, do that by all means. And I appreciate your time. Thanks very much for watching this episode from The Exchange Trader.